Welcome back to the online math class of class 12. Today we'll discuss about some properties of definite integral. That is page number 341. We have done up to 7.10. Now today our topic is some properties of definite integral. The first property P naught, that is integration a to b fx dx equals to integration a to b ft dt. That means if the function are of same type or same type of function, suppose f of x equals to x square and also f of t equals to t square, but the variables are different, but the value of definite integral doesn't depend on the variable, it is depending on the limits of the definite integral. That is our first property P naught. Okay. The next one, that is P1. Integration a to b fx dx equals to minus integration a to b fx dx. Sorry, it will be minus integration b to a fx dx. That means when the upper and lower limits are interchanged, then there will be a minus. Okay, and in particular integration a to a fx dx equals to 0. That means whenever the upper and lower limits are same, then the value of definite integral will give you 0. Now P2, integration a to b fx dx equals to integration a to c fx dx plus integration c to b fx dx, where c lies between a and b. Okay, where c lies between a and b. That means the a to b integration a to b fx dx can be broken into two integrals, that is a to c fx dx plus c to b fx dx. There is a property number P2. Now the P3, integration a to b fx dx equals to integration a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. I am giving you showing you the proof of this property. Integration a to b fx dx equals to integration a to b f of a plus b minus x. That means f of the lower limit plus upper limit minus x, then dx. I am showing you the proof of property number P3. Starting from RHS, it will be a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. Just put here z equals to a plus b minus x. So dz equals to minus dx. Just change the limits for the new variable. So whenever x equals to a, z equals to b. Whenever x equals to b, z equals to a. That means it will be minus b to a f of z dz. Now from the property number P1, it will be integration a to b fz dz. Whenever the minus is included, the limits will be interchanged. That means it will be integration a to b fx dx from the property number P naught. The variable are changed here, z to x. That is our LHS. This is the proof of P3. Okay. Next P4. Next property P4. P4, that is the particular case of P3, integration 0 to a f of x dx equals to integration 0 to a f of a minus x dx. That means in the property number P3, just put here A equals to 0 and B equals to A. Then you will get the property P4. Okay. Next P5. That is integration 0 to 2A f of x dx equals to integration 0 to A f of x dx plus 0 to A f of 2A minus x dx. Okay. The P5, the proof of P5 is given in your NCERT book, page number 342. Just go and check it. Okay. I am moving on to the next property, that is P6. P6 again, two particular cases of P5. So integration 0 to 2A f of x dx equals to twice integration 0 to A f of x dx if f of 2A minus x equal to f of x, and it will give you 0 if f of 2A minus x equals to minus fx. So from the P5 it can be easily proved. Just put for the first case f of 2A minus x equals to f of x, then it will give you twice 0 to integration 0 to A f of x, and if you put here minus fx, then it will give you 0. That is our property number P6. The last property, that is P7. There are two properties of P7. One is minus 1 A to A minus A to A fx dx equals to twice 0 to A fx dx if f is a even function, that is if f of minus x equals to f of x, f of minus x equals to f of x, that is called even function. Okay. And it will give you 0 if f of minus x will give you minus fx. That means if it is an odd function, then it will give you 0. P7, very important property. Okay, for the MCQs are coming from this property. So that's the properties we are discussing. Next, we'll move on to exercise number 7.11 and we'll solve some problems. First one, integration 0 to pi by 2 cos square x dx. Now using the property number P4, it can be written as integration 0 to pi by 2 cos square pi by 2 minus x dx. That means integration 0 to pi by 2 sin square x dx. Okay, cos pi by 2 minus x means sin x. Now take it as I integral. Now add the first form and the last form. Okay, so I plus I equals to integration 0 to pi by 2 within the bracket sin square x plus cos square x, then dx. That means 2I equals to only dx because this will give you 1. So within the third bracket it will be x, limit 0 to pi by 2. That means I equal to simply pi by 4. Okay. Is it done? That is question number 1. Next, move on to question number 3. 2 is left for you. Move on to question number 3. Integration 0 to pi by 2 sin to the power 3 by 2 x by sin to the power 3 by 2 x plus cos to the power 3 by 2 x dx. Again use the property P4. So it will be 0 to pi by 2 sin to the power 3 by 2 pi by 2 minus x. Similarly, in the denominator, instead of x, it will be pi by 2 minus x That means 0 to pi by 2 in the numerator, cos to the power 3 by 2 x by cos to the power 3 by 2 x plus sin to the power 3 by 2 x dx. Like the previous problem, just add the first form and the last form. So 2y equals to 0 to pi by 2 in the numerator, sin to the power 3 by 2 x plus cos to the power 3 by 2 x by sin to the power 3 by 2 x plus cos to the power 3 by 2 x dx. So I equals to, simply it will be cancel out. So integration of dx means x. So 1 by 2 x 0 to pi by 2, the limits. That means it will be simply pi by 4. Okay. This is question number 3. Question number 4 and 5 also left for you. We will now move on to question number 6. Question number 6, that is integration 2 to 8 mod x minus 5 dx. Okay. Here we will use the property number, I am telling you, property number P2. We know that mod x minus 5 equals to x minus 5 if x greater than 5, equals to minus of x minus 5 if x less than 5. Okay. So break into two integrals using the property number 2. It will be integration 2 to 5 mod x minus 5 dx plus integration 5 to 8 mod x minus 5 dx. So whenever it is less than 5, it will be minus 2 to 5 x minus 5 dx plus whenever it is greater than 5, it will be integration 5 to 8 x minus 5 dx. Okay. From the property of mod I am using here, and the problem from the property of definite integral, that is P2. Now just do the integration here. So minus of 1 by 2, it is x square, limit 2 to 5, then again plus 5 into dx, integration of dx means x, limit 2 to 5, then plus 1 by 2 x square, limit 5 to 8, minus 5 into x, limit 5 to 8. Okay. I am erasing the upper portion. Put the limits here. So minus 1 by 2, it will be 5 square minus 2 square plus 5 into 5 minus 2, then plus 1 by 2, 8 square minus 5 square minus 5 into 8 minus 5. Just put the upper limit first, minus, then the lower limit. So minus 1 by 2 into 5 square minus 2 square plus 5 into 5 minus 2, then plus 1 by 2 into 8 square minus 5 square, then minus 5 into 8 minus 5. Just do the calculation by yourself and just find the answer. Okay. So next move on to question number 7. Question number 7, that is integration 0 to 1 x into 1 minus x to the power n dx. Again using the property P4, integration 0 to 1, instead of x it is 1 minus x, again here instead of x it is 1 minus x. So it will give you 0 to 1, 1 minus x into x to the power n dx. Here 1 will be cancelled out, x to the power n dx. Okay. Now just break into two integrals, 0 to 1 x to the power n dx minus 0 to 1 x to the power n plus 1 dx. That means 1 by n plus 1 within the third bracket x to the power n plus 1 limit 0 to 1 minus 1 by n plus 2 within the third bracket x to the power n plus 2 limit 0 to 1. Now after putting the limits, it will be 1 by n plus 1 into 1 minus 0 minus 1 by n plus 2 into 1 minus 0. Okay? I am erasing the upper portion. So it will be 1 by n plus 1 minus 1 by n plus 2. So the denominator n plus 1 into n plus 2. Numerator n plus 1 minus n minus 1. So simply answer is 1 by n plus 1 into n plus 2. That is the answer of question number 7. We will now move on to question number 8. We will now move on to question number 8. That is 0 to pi by 4 log of 1 plus tan x dx. Take it as I, the integral. Now using the property P4, 0 to pi by 4 log 1 plus tan of pi by 4 minus x dx, 0 to pi by 4 log 1 plus tan pi by 4 minus tan x by 1 plus tan pi by 4 into tan x dx. That means integration 0 to pi by 4 log of 1 plus 1 minus tan x by 1 plus tan x dx. That means 0 to pi by 4 log of 1 plus tan x is the denominator. In the numerator, it will be 1 plus tan x plus 1 minus tan x. So tan x will be cancelled out here. Okay? That means I am erasing the upper portion. That means it will be integration 0 to pi by 4 log 2 dx from the property of log minus integration 0 to pi by 4 log of 1 plus tan x dx. Now look at this is the I is coming back here again. So it will be I equals to log 2 coming out from the integration, and the integration of dx will give you x limit 0 to pi by 4 minus I. That means 2I equals to pi by 4 into log 2. So I equals to pi by 8 into log 2. Isn't it? Very important one. Question number 8. 9 and 10 is left for you. We will now move on to question number 11. We will now move on to question number 11. Here it is integration minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 sine square x dx. Let us take fx equals to sine square x. So f of minus x equals to, instead of x it will be minus x. That means again sine square x. That means it will give you f of x. So f is an even function. So here I am using the property 1 of P7. Okay. Here I am using 1 of P7. That means it will be 2 into 0 to pi by 2 sine square x dx. That means 0 to pi by 2 1 minus cos 2x dx. Okay. 2 sine square x means 1 minus cos 2x. Now simply integration of dx is x, limit 0 to pi by 2 minus 1 by 2 integration of cos 2x, 1 by 2 sin 2x, limit 0 to pi by 2. So pi by 2 minus 0 minus 1 by 2 sin pi minus sin 0. That means it is simply pi by 2. Very important one. 11. Important short question. Okay. Very important short question, that is. Next, move on to question number 13. 11 is done. That is integration minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 sine to the power 7x dx. Here let us take f of x equals to sine to the power 7x. So f of minus x equals to, instead of x it is minus x, that means minus fx. So here f is an odd function. So you know the property, it will give simply 0. Very good short question, MCQ question actually. That is the property of P7, 2 of P7. We can write it, the answer is 0. That is our question number 13. Now we will move on to question number 19. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, that is left for you. Try to do it at your home. Any problem for solving this problem, then you can tell me in the live classes or through the e-portal, you can intimate me. So move on to question number 19. Here you have to show integration 0 to a fx dx equals to twice integration 0 to a fx dx, where there are two givens, f of x equals to f of a minus x and g of x plus g of a minus x equals to 4. So first of all, let I equals to actually 0 to a f of x g of x dx. Now from the property of P4, you may write here 0 to a f of a minus x g of a minus x dx. Now it is given that f of a minus x equals to fx. So that means 0 to a f of x into g of a minus x dx. This is also I. So now the first form and last form, we are adding this to form. So that is 2y equals to integration 0 to a, whenever fx is taken common, it will be g of a minus x plus g of x, then dx. So I equals to 1 by 2 0 to a f of x into 4. This is given here, g of a minus x plus g of x equals to 4 into dx. Now 2 is cancel out, that means I equals to twice 0 to a f of x dx. That is the RHS. Okay, that you are asked to prove here. So that's all the question number 19, and with this we are ending the class. We'll be back again here with a new class. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.